Hi everyone, I'm Bernardo Mendia Messineo, and in this presentation I'm going to be talking about chapter 1, which is globalization. And I'm basically dividing this discussion into two main parts. The first one is going to be talking about what the term globalization really means, and then the relationship between the HSCB bank and how can we make sure we know the trade foreigns for about the next 15 to 20 years. And the second part is going to be talking about foreign countries and a survey that is going to let us to know what the index or how the index is constructed. So, well, first of all, I believe that globalization, as you can see in the picture, means the growing interdependence of the world's economies, cultures, and populations. So when we think about the fact that globalization is so huge, we think that it's easy, but it's not as easy as it seems. It's more complex than that. I think globalization illustrates the term of a new era, which led us to believe that the entire world has been evolving into a global leader, and those countries who do not reply or trying to change with globalization will be far behind. So hence, globalization is a key component in this process. Moreover, each SBC is a U.S. bank holding company which was created in 1865 by the Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation Limited. As per relation with the topic that I just mentioned, I believe I found some connections that should be interesting to abroad. I see that industrial machinery, transport equipment, and mainly manufacturing of machinery items has shown highest and promising growth. The growth has shown a pattern that mainly comes from the manufacturing sector and that is too heavy machinery production. So, like for example, countries as Vietnam, Bangladesh, and India have shown promising growth over the coming years in the manufacturing sector. The reason is simple. It will get cheap labor here, availability of skilled and unskilled manpower, and natural resources. So these countries will be like the next incoming manufacturing production highest in the world. As related to the second part of the discussion, I'm going to be pointing out a survey which is called the Foreign Indirect Investment Confidence, conducted by A.T. Kearney. So I'll say the index is constructed on the basis of the countries that are friendly for foreign direct investment and that have a high risk aversion. So the index shows the countries that are safe to invest in by business. To summarize, companies might invest in countries that have a lower FDI confidence index because their returns might get them from the countries may be high even though the risk is low. Basically, it seems that if the companies are sure that if they invest in countries with a lower FDI confidence index, they are safe and will get a return on their investments, then they will go with these countries, of course. Add to the fact that more than three-quarters of companies said they were planning to increase their FDI in the next 3 years, up to approximately 67% a year ago. So that's a main increase in the topic. Well, finally, as we can see on the picture, this is a developed marketers perform between 2020 and 2021. As you can see in the picture, United States takes the top ranking for the 10 consecutive year, and then while Germany advanced to the second position as Canada fall to third, Japan that has been grow a lot move up to the fourth, and the United Kingdom slipped one position to fifth. To summarize, these markets continue to show their strength in our survey during periods of crisis, representing much more safety and stability to business leaders whose strategies and bottom lines has been shaken by the pandemic.
Hi, my name is Santiago Bucolini, and in this opportunity, I'm going to talk about the national differences in political, economic, and legal systems. For this, we use the Global Edge project platform, and we wanted to know about two things. The first one is the freedom in the world, and the second one is how likely to start a business is different in one country than in another. For the first part, we use the survey Freedom in the World, which measures the civil rights and political rights of the people around the world. We discovered that 8 in 10 people in the world live in a partially free or not free country at all in the world, which was amazing for us. Here is a map of the Freedom in the World 2022 survey. The green countries are considered free, the yellow countries are considered mostly free, and the purple countries are not free. Then we have a ranking of the countries. We list the first 10, the last 10, and we add Argentina and the United States because we think it was important. The most free country in the world is Norway, and the second and third are Finland and Sweden. This is something that the Nordic countries shows. They are very free countries. They have lots of political rights and civil liberties. And the worst 3 countries in terms of freedom are South Sudan, Tibet, and Syria. The US is 62 country in the world in terms of freedom. It's considered free, and its situation has been worse in the last few years because of the last elections. It is considered that the US has decreased its freedom punctuation in the last years due to these facts, which are the illegitimate attempts to overturn the results of elections, violence shown in January 2021 in the Second Congress, and discrimination against racial and ethnic minorities. The Freedom in the World survey uses a methodology that is derived from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of the UN and evaluates the state of freedom in 195 countries. For the second part of the chapter, we use the survey Doing Business Indicators, which is made by the World Bank, and we compare some countries such as Brazil, Ghana, India, New Zealand, the US, Sweden, Turkey, and Argentina in order to know if it's easy to start a business or not. In order to do so, we compare how investors can be protected, how property can be registered, and how easily contracts are enforced. This chart shows that New Zealand is the easiest country to start a business, while the US is the 6th in the world, which was surprising for us. We also discovered that there's a relationship between the most free countries and the most easy to start a business country, because in all cases they are in the top of the list. We also made these charts to measure how countries differ in some indicators. We discovered that the US is always in the top 40 ranking in every indicator, and New Zealand is always in the 30 top countries in the world.
Hi, my name is Maximo Olo, and in this video I'm going to talk about the Global Edge project with my topic, which is national differences in economic development. So it is about the political risk and commercial risk in different countries. Here we have Argentina, China, Czech Republic, India, Indonesia, and United Arab Emirates. So first we have Argentina with the political risk rating of 5 and commercial risk rating high. And then we have secondly China, political risk rating 1, commercial risk rating high. Thirdly, we have Czech Republic, political risk rating 1, commercial risk rating medium. Then it follows India with the political risk rating 2 and commercial risk rating medium. Then we have Indonesia, political risk rating 2 and commercial risk rating high. Lastly, we have United Arab Emirates with a political rating 2 and commercial risk rating medium. So the best route to mitigate any risk, whether political or commercial, is to get an irrevocable letter of work credit which is confirmed by a bank in the home country. This not only guarantees the payment of the monies against the letter of credit, but also that the foreign exchange remittances will be made. Alternatively, one could request a letter of credit opened either US dollars or euros by a major US or European bank. So the following are the countries in each continent that could serve as a good candidate for business are as follows. Europe, the countries that have minimum political risk and terrorism threat are Czech Republic and Croatia. Czech Republic's government system is parliamentary democracy. The chief of state is a president and the head of government is a prime minister. It is an open market economy with free price system for determining the prices of goods and services. Croatia's government system is presidential parliamentary democracy. The chief of state, the president, and the head of government is a prime minister. Then we have Asia, that China is a country in Asia with minimal political risk and terrorism threat. The government system is a community state. The chief of the state is the president and the head of government is the premier. It has a market-based system. Then we have Africa. Morocco and Tunisia are the African countries with minimal political risk and terrorist threats. Morocco has a mixed economy system consisting of private firms, centralized economy planning and regulation imposed by the government. Tunisia has a mixed economy system consisting of private firms, centralized economy planning and regulation imposed by the government. Then we have North America, that is Costa Rica and Panama are the countries of North America with minimal political risk and terrorism threat. Costa Rica has a democratic republic government system where the chief of state and head of government is a president. Panama's government system is a constitutional economy where the chief of state and head of government is a president. It has a mixed economy system consisting of private firms, centralized economy planning, and regulations imposed by the government. Then we have South America. Brazil is the largest country in South America. The government system is federal republic where the chief of state and head of government is the president. It is an open market economy with free price system for determining the prices of goods and services. It is the sixth largest economy worldwide. And it has varieties of mineral and agricultural resources. Lastly, we have Australia. The government system is a federal parliamentary democracy. The chief of state is a queen and the head of the government is a prime minister. It has a mixed economy system consisting of private firms, centralized economy planning and regulation imposed by the government. It is located near Asian market, which is favorable for doing businesses. It has vast mining resource and also famous tourist location. These are the few countries in different continents favorable to do international business as there is very minimal political risk and terrorist threats.